and gentlemen, Sunday, December 20th, 2009. We are going to have open phones throughout the 2-hour Sunday transmission against tyranny. The toll-free number to join us is 888-201-2244. Any subject or issue you wish to discuss, though I would hope that listeners would like to talk about our great victory, almost a complete victory, over the establishment of global government in Copenhagen, what the UN hailed as the most important meeting in their history. That is coming up later in the first hour. The first issue I want to get into after this first quick break is government health care. The Democrats say that they have the votes in the Senate, and that by Christmas it will pass the Senate. It will then go into conference between the House and Senate. And it looks right now like they are probably going to be able to pass it early in the new year, because the House has already passed it. The Senate's passed their version. The two committees in the House and Senate have to get together. It's not 100%, but it is looking pretty bad. Now, remember, the globalists said that they were going to get their Copenhagen Treaty, and they didn't. They like to, like the Borg, say resistance is futile, this is a done deal, it's going to happen. And I stated here on air that I believe that was hype and that we had a chance to beat it. And we did have a partial victory, not a complete victory. On this front, they're probably going to win. But when the Congress changes in a year, some of the more unconstitutional provisions, like jail time if you don't have insurance, will probably be stripped out. And it does have abortion provisions in it. It does have a lot of other really bad things in it. But some of the other unconstitutional sections have been stripped, reportedly, though the Democrats behind closed doors, that's another major scandal, are not letting the full final version go public. They have one that they released a few weeks ago, but they're saying, well, we've changed one behind closed doors, so we're not really, letting you know what's in it. So for all we know, those bad provisions may go back in. Things are so deceptive. And, of course, the Republicans do this as well when they're in power. All of this is unconstitutional. So we're going to break down all the subtle intricacies of this when we come back after this quick break. Also, there is some banking and economic news and some police state news. This story came out a few days ago in the London Guardian, and it deals with the fact that the Indian government is saying the main terror suspect from the Mumbai massacre, where people were running around in the city center machine gunning people and throwing hand grenades at folks, that they were double agents working for Western intelligence. We, of course, told you that almost a year ago when the Mumbai event took place. So that is coming up today because now the police are saying, look for a Mumbai-style terror attack on the city of London. And, of course, that'll be used to enslave the people of Britain even more. So we'll be breaking that down as well today. The toll-free number to join us again is 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244, or if you're a local listener, 512-646-1776. Of course, our websites are Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. This is our, next to last Sunday show of 2009. Hard to believe that 2009 was almost elapsed. It's just really hard to believe. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thank you so much for joining us on this 20th day of December 2009 on this Sunday edition. I want to get into the almost complete failure of the IMF and World Bank and United Nations to establish their own private world government for taxation purposes. They've been building the foundation of this system for a long time, and the head of the European Union, the head of the UN, and many others on national and international television have said 2009 is the first year of the establishment of global government. And I would say that's true. It's also the year when people finally woke up en masse against this tyranny and stopped denying that world government is being established. Tyrannical world government is being set up. And it's the first year people really are awakening and fighting it in large numbers. The minute they uncloaked themselves and really revealed their program, and the minute they actually tried to pass these treaties that stated that they were setting up a dictatorial world government, the resistance has begun to mount and explode. So that is coming up. I want to break that down coming up later in the hour. Of course, we're also going to have open phones, 888-201-2244. Again, we're live on this Sunday edition. It is the 20th day of December, 2009. All right. Kurt Nimmo's got a very informative story up at Infowars.com breaking down the facts. Government health care, the next step on the road to tyranny and slavery. Here is the Washington Post today. Deal on health bill is reached. Bill on health bill is reached, the Democrats are saying. We'll go over that, and I'll give you my take on whether or not I believe that's true. You can make up your own decision. I tend to believe them, that they're going to be able to pass it in the Senate in the next 5 to 6 days, and then on to the conference committee with the House, who's already passed the bill, and it should be on Obama's desk in the next 2 to 3 weeks. This is a horrible, devastating blow against freedom, the free market, independence. The GOP is threatening a readathon to slow the health care bill in the Senate, but that will only take about 8 hours to read the 2,000-page bill, so they can stall it, but not forever. Plus, the Republicans really, at certain levels, want it to pass because it'll be so politically devastating for the Democrats. But they don't care. They've been bought off by their special interest. They'll just go get jobs with the insurance companies that wrote this bill and hand power back to their Republican cohorts. So that is coming up as well. Really, the most important article dealing with all of this is a story that we have up on Infowars.com from Op-Ed News. And they have the official S&P 500 and other major stock market indexes there. And the headline on the article is, Health Insurance Company Stock Prices Say It All. Again, if you want to look this article up, Health Insurance Company Stock Prices Say It All. And it shows how health insurance stocks are all way up, record highs. Now, why is that when a lot of other health stocks are down? Because it's the insurance companies that wrote this bill. Now, the establishment propaganda angle that has been pushed on everyone over and over and over again is that the insurance companies, the greedy banks that own them, are against government Obamacare. When, if you go read what their lobbyists are saying on Capitol Hill in the Congressional Record, they wrote the bill and only threatened to pull out of support of it 2 months ago when the provisions for 5 years in prison, $250,000 fine if you don't buy insurance were going to be stripped because of how unpopular those are. Dennis Kucinich, who is a real socialist, I don't agree with socialism, but if you're going to be a socialist, really be one, has said he's against this bill because, quote, it is a huge boondoggle, a bailout for the insurance companies. And now Howard Dean is being honest about this and says he may even get somebody to run against Obama in 3 years. And here's the headline from the Washington Post. Health care bill wouldn't bring real reform. And he goes on to state that, again, he's a socialist. He wants to take money from one group of people and give it to another. That's robbery, and that makes people dependent. And anytime you have big government, corruption always comes in. And anytime you have socialism, it never ends up getting to the people. Case in point, real socialists are going, actually, we're not for this bill now. Because the bill is a ripoff. $41 billion cuts in Medicaid. Depending on which version of the bill we look at, 30 to 60, there's different versions, 31, 62 billion cut out of other healthcare areas. They raise your taxes, take more money out of your check, put you in jail if you don't get insurance. This is in the bill. The current version, the one they're saying that isn't that bad. There have been other versions even worse. They're raising taxes but are going to cut your health care.